My name's Coyote, and we are back for another $5 game review. This time, Escape from Lava. Escape from Lava is a game about rising lava, zombies, and a deadly city, and you can't get any more accurate than that. Can you escape in this single-player survival game? Your mission is simple. Climb up, lava is rising every second, and zombies are hunting you down. Reach the top, and get to the helicopter for survival. Basically, it's a fun little platformer with a little beat-em-up mechanics into it, and right now on Steam it is 99 cents unless you get it on sale, like I did today for 59 cents. Let's go ahead and start off with the pros. First off, you're listening to it in the background. Probably one of my favorite things about this game so far is the soundtrack. It just hit it hard, and it really set the atmosphere behind trying to escape from the lava and the creatures. Next, let's talk about the character models, alright? The character alone for a 99 cents game, he's basic polygons, but he still looks good. This is more than you would expect from a 99 cent game. I've seen $10 games that don't look kind of this fleshed out. Next, I want to talk about the challenge of this, alright? It's not real clear how you're supposed to get over to certain areas. You kind of have to figure it out for yourself, and that's part of the fun of it. For a cheap platformer, I enjoy just like, okay, what am I supposed to do? How do I handle this puzzle? Now, there are many different types of puzzles, from whether it's push ledges or it's disappearing boxes, just simply hopping across cars. Many different options are there, and that's what's unique about the game. Now, there are a few of them that I don't really care for, but we'll get into those in the cons. Next, I want to hit on the monster design. Now, he calls them zombies, and that may be a language thing, but I think the lava monsters work really cool. They're intimidating, they're monstrous, they're actually probably one of my favorite things to encounter in the game, because there's several times that they just pop up out of nowhere. You wouldn't expect them to be somewhere, but then they're there, and you're like, ah! And you enjoy that if you especially enjoy a jump scare game. Finally, my last pro is the simplicity and complexity of the game at the same time. And you're going, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it's a very simple platformer. Jump to the next ledge, make it there, and beat up the monsters. All right, pretty simple. But some of the puzzles aren't outright just there for you. And I talked about that earlier, but the complexity of it makes it entertaining. You're really engaged in trying to solve how to get over certain obstacles. Next, let's talk controls, alright? The game uses pretty simple controls, ASWD, and you can look around with the mouse, but I would like to be able to turn with the mouse. I think that would make it a lot, I wouldn't say easier, but a lot more comfortable. There's a couple of puzzles that I would fall off the ledge just because I was trying to turn with the ASD, and he's doing the big block movement turning. Moving forward, I gotta tell you, this game will infuriate you because you get only so many lives per so far into each level, and I think they could either space it out more and add checkpoints to where you wouldn't have to restart at the beginning of the game, or shorten the amount and give you more lives to deal with certain mechanics. You're going to get infuriated dying over and over again and having to see the same spot again and again, that eventually, I guarantee it, most people are just going to be like, no, I'm not doing this over and over and over again. It would make for a fun one-life challenge game, which I think would be interesting, but it just doesn't do it for me here. Next, we're going to talk about the swing mechanic with the wrench. Now, it's kind of a fun thing to be able to hit it, but as you can see, it's a wide arcing motion, and you're actually not making contact with anything. I found that you had to hit shift-click to actually do anything most of the time, and if you're running into the enemies, well, they hit hard. So they need to fix that. I think a simple just over-the-head motion would be good, or leave this mechanic in as a larger, wider swing, more damage, but you're open to more attacks. One of my least favorite parts of this entire thing are these stupid little flame turrets, because it makes no sense, and they're just more aggravating than anything because they can hit you through the walls. If you could fix their box to make sure that they're only shooting straight, it would make a lot more sense, but they got to be in certain spots and choke points that it made it hard to maneuver around, especially if you're trying to hide. When talking about the lava monsters, although they have a great design, their hitbox is wonky, and I'm not sure if that's because their box is wonky or if the wrench hitbox is wonky itself. And I'm actually going to lean more towards the wrench as being wonky, because when I tried to break down a few of the walls, I found that I had to go use that shift run animation, and that was really annoying. So maybe add like a little crosshair to know where I'm aiming at, what I'm trying to hit, or maybe just adjust the boxes on everything. And finally, with the lava monsters, I really can't stand the knockback mechanic that they get to do, because sometimes you go up to hit them, you don't hit them, and then they send you flying. Now, I've gotten knocked off the ledge a few times because of that, and that was rather aggravating. I think it could be fixed. You can still add the knockback, but it needs to be more consistent. Sometimes I would only go just a couple feet. Other times I'd get launched into the air. I do want to add, there is a nasty little bug sometimes that when you die, the enemy you were fighting disappears, and there's a little bit of an issue of having to restart from there because you have to defeat the enemies to move on. They open up certain doorways. Now, they just probably need to go in and fix that. I think it's more of a bug, not really so much of an issue. So the real question now is Escape from Lava worth it? And I gotta say, despite all its cons, a 99 cents price tag, yeah, actually it is. It was a lot of fun, and as aggravating as it was to keep dying and run into so many different issues, I think that if they take a little bit of time and fix those problems, this game is going to be worth it. So give it a shot. I've got it linked down in the comments below. If you've tried it already, let me know. I want to hear from you. Or maybe you've got a recommendation for another game that's $5 and below. Now remember, the rules are it has to be naturally under $5, not a game that's on sale from $49.99 to $5. As always, my name is Coyote. Happy gaming.